This video demonstrates how to create territories with Maptitude Online. First, click Create Map. Then choose whether to create a territory layer from a table. For example, you may have a spreadsheet that contains postal codes and the territory to which they belong, or interactively from areas in a map. When you choose to create a map interactively, you choose the geography level that is the basis of the territories. Choose any fields that you wish to track with the territories. For example, let's track the population and number of households in each territory. Here you can choose to set a target value for balanced territories. For example, let's create territories that have a target value of 250,000 households. Enter a location to zoom to, a name for the territory map, and click OK. Maptitude Online creates a new map with an empty territory layer that is ready for you to modify. Open the map and click this button in the sidebar to see the tools and options for creating a territory. Click Add New Territory to begin creating your first territory, and then use the tools to highlight some zip codes to add to that territory. Because we chose to create territories with 250,000 households, let's change the tracking field to households. You can see that the brush tool is already chosen, so first I will use that to paint across some zip codes to add to the territory. Notice, as each zip code is added, the number of households is adjusted accordingly. To remove areas from a territory, click the Eraser tool and click on the areas to remove. When you are satisfied with the territory, click here to save it to the territory layer. Click Add New Territory again to create another territory on the map. Notice that there are several options here for choosing the underlying areas in the territory. Let's choose empty areas so that no zip codes in Territory 1 can be assigned to the new territory. Notice that if I use the lasso tool to pick some zip codes, none of the ones that are already in Territory 1 are highlighted for the new territory. Since Territory 2 is well above the chosen balancing value, let's create a new territory, but choose the second option to select any area and prevent overlapping territories. You can see that all of the zip codes that I highlight that are already in Territory 2 are removed from that territory, and the household tracking value is adjusted accordingly for both territories. Click the Changes tab to see how all of the tracking fields are affected. Let's add a few more zip codes to Territory 3 and intentionally leave a hole in the middle. By clicking the Fill tool, you can check every territory for holes. If any holes are found that are surrounded by the same territory, they will be assigned to those territories. And that wraps up this video on creating a territory with Maptitude Online.